Okay, so we're talking about unit rates and comparing unit rates to solve problems today, okay? So first, let's talk about what a rate and a unit rate is. So first, we're going to talk about a rate. So a rate is a ratio of two measurements having different units, okay? So a rate is a ratio of two measurements having different units. Everybody see that blank on your notes? Okay, good. All right, so that's what a rate is. Now let's talk about what a unit rate is, okay? So when a rate is simplified so that it has a denominator of 1, it's going to be called a unit rate. So when my rate is simplified, so the denominator is 1, we call that a unit rate. Okay, that's fine. All right, so do we understand this? So if I ask you for a unit rate, it has a denominator of what?
1.
Denominator of 1, okay? So this is asking us to express each rate as a unit rate. So the rate they give us is what?
$11 for 4 boxes.
$11 for 4 boxes. That's my rate. Okay? So they give us that rate and we want to figure out what the unit rate is. So we want to figure out what? How much we're paying for 1 box, right? So how do I get that? How do I get 1 as my denominator? I divide what? I divide 11 by 4, right? So divide 11 by 4 and tell me what you get. Good. So we get $2.75, right? So we found the unit rate. So we found that we're paying $2.75 per box, right? So this would be our unit rate. Does everybody see that?
I see it.
Okay, good.
Okay, you mine see it. Okay.
All right, so now the next one, we have 400 miles on 14 gallons of gasoline. So this is asking, okay, it gives me the rate. If I can go 400 miles on 14 gallons of gasoline, then it wants us to find the unit rate, which will find how many miles we're going on what? On 1 gallon of gasoline, right? So we've got to find the unit rate that tells me if I go 1 gallon, how many miles I'm going. So I've got to divide 400 by 14, right? And it tells me to round to the nearest tenth. So what do we get?
28.6.
You're close. Not quite.
28.7.
No. Okay. Let's all divide this out so we can work it out together. So we have 400 divided by 14. Okay? So y'all tell me 14 will go into 40 how many times? 2. All right. What is 14 times 40? 14 times 2, excuse me. 28. Okay? And 40 minus 28 is what? 12, all right? Now we're going to bring down a 0. How many times will 14 go into 120? Yep. All right, so 14 times 8 is what? Somebody besides Carson. Because I know he can get it. I want everybody else to get it. 112. Good. All right, what's 120 minus 12?
8.
Okay. All right, now I have a decimal, right? And I got to bring down another 0. Right? All right, how many times will 14 go into 80? 5, all right? Well, what's 14 times 5? 70. Good. So we're left with what? 10. When we bring down another 0, how many times will 14 go into 100? 7. Good.
Yes, sir.
Now we can stop here because we're rounding to the what? To the nearest tenth. So I can stop once I get my 100th spot. Now it's going to keep going on, but we can stop because we're rounding to the nearest 100. So if I round, we're rounding to the nearest tenth. So if I round to the 10th, that's going to make that go up to a 6. So I get 28 6/10 miles in 1 gallon.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, I was trying everybody else to not just.
I thought I had it wrong.
No. Okay, does everybody see what we're doing here when we're getting a unit rate? We're figuring out. So now once I get this unit rate, couldn't I ask you, hey, how many miles can I go if I fill up 20 gallons? You could tell me, right? Because what would you do?
Multiply 28.6 times 2.
You would multiply how many gallons you have times your miles, right? Because we found how much we go in 1 gallon. Does everybody see that? We're going to use that a little bit later. All right, y'all are going to work C and D. So you're going to figure out how much you're paying for 1 can of soup. And I want you to tell me how many miles you're going in 1 day. It gives you the rate and wants you to find the unit rate. Okay, for A, listen up. We have the rate they gave us was $10 for 8 cans of soup, okay? All right, Christian, what'd you get as the unit rate? $1.25 for what? For 1 can of soup. Good. All right, what about for B here? It says D on y'all's sheet. We have 187 miles in 7 days. That's the rate they gave us. All right, what is the unit rate, Jack?
Well, according to what I got, the unit rate is 26.714285.7.
Okay, well, it says in our instructions here to round to the nearest tenth, so that's good. That's good that you got that decimal going on and on, but we can stop once you get to the 100th because you can just round to the 10th.
Sorry, it doesn't say that. Sorry, I didn't say the round to the nearest 10 part on my sheet.
Oh, okay. Well, it says it a little earlier, right above the top A, so
Sorry.
that's okay. Well, that's good though. So what is it going to be? 26 7/10, right?
Yep.
Miles in what?
1 day.
In 1 day. Good. Any questions on how to find the unit rate of these two? Are we good on this?
Yes.
All right, so now we're going to use it to compare and answer a question. All right, Luke, will you read this for me?
Financial literacy. An online music.
All right, so it tells us that. Grace, sit up, please. Thank you. So it tells us that the first online store, for $12, I can get how many songs? 15. All right. For the second online store, it tells me I can pay what? $9 for how many songs? For 10 songs, right? Okay, well, it wants to know which store has the lower cost per song. So what do I need to do? I need to find the unit rate for both of these, right? And then I can compare it. All right, so for the first one, I have to do 12 divided by 15, right? To find that unit rate.
Do we still have to round to the nearest 10 on this?
Yes. You shouldn't have to on these two, though. So 12 divided by 15, somebody tell me real quick.
I'm trying to get it right now. I'm trying to get it right
No.
now. 125.
You just said what he said.
No, I actually did do it. I'm not.
All right, so when I divide 12 by 15, I get how many cents? Or 80 cents, right? So I get 80 cents for what? For 1 song, right? Did everybody see that? Because if I do 15, what? Times 8, you get what? 120, right? So when I do 12 divided by 15, I have to add a decimal and a 0, right? And then 15 goes into 20. I get 8/10, but I'm going to add a 0 because it's really what? 80 cents, right? All right. So now our second one, we've got to figure out how much we're paying for 10 songs. So for this second store where I'm getting 10 songs for $9, how much am I paying for one song? So let's divide 9. So if I divide 9 by 10, right, I've got to add a decimal and add a what? Add a 0. 10 will go into 90 how many times?
0.9.
All right, so how many cents is that? 90 cents. All right, so now let's compare these two. The first online store I'm paying 80 cents per song. The second online store I'm paying 90 cents per song. So which one has the lower cost per song? The first one, right? But so then I'm going to say the first store has the lower cost
4 songs.
per song. Okay. Does everybody see that? Okay. So now this is just taking another step as we're having to find the unit rate of both of them and now compare it to see which one is a better deal. Okay. All right. Y'all are going to work the next one. It wants to know if you have a 12-ounce bottle of cleaner that costs $4.50, and there's a 16-ounce bottle of cleaner that costs $6.56. Which one costs less per ounce? And then explain it. So you got. Okay. So first we've got to figure out how much we're paying for the 12-ounce bottle, right? So for the 12-ounce bottle, I'm paying $4.50. $4.50 for 12 ounces. So how much am I paying for 1 ounce?
38 cents.
Good. We should have gotten 38 cents. Okay, because we got to divide 4 and 50 hundredths by 12, right? Okay, now we have this 16-ounce bottle. So the 16-ounce bottle, we're paying what? $6 and what? 56 cents for 16 ounces. All right, so for 1 ounce, what are we paying? 41 cents. Good. All right, so which one costs less per ounce? The 12 ounce. And when it says right here, it says to explain, I would say the 12-ounce bottle costs less per ounce.
Then the bigger one.
Costs less per ounce. And then I would say, 12 ounce is 38 cents. And the 16 ounce is 41 cents for each ounce. Okay. So when it says to explain, you just use your word that you found to explain the 12-ounce bottle costs less per ounce because it's only 38 cents per ounce. Okay. All right. Any questions on this one? All right. All right. Let's go through this one real quick. Gray, read that for me.
Alright, a typical bottlenose dolphins will take about 34 breaths.
All right. So Avery, what's my rate here?
34 breaths in 4 hours.
Good. So the dolphin is taking 34 breaths in 4 hours.
What?
So now we need to figure out how many breaths can a dolphin take in 1 hour. So first, let's find the unit rate. All right. So to find the unit rate, what do I do, Reagan?
You put 7 hours underneath.
No. We got to find the unit rate.
Oh, you divide 34 by 4.
All right. So somebody has a calculator because we're a little pressed for time. Somebody tell me what 34 divided by 4 is.
8.5.
All right. So we get a dolphin takes 8.5 breaths in what? in 1 hour. So we found this unit rate, right? Christian, listen up. So if a dolphin takes 8.5 breaths in 1 hour, now it wants us to find how many breaths will a bottlenose dolphin take in 7 hours. How do we find that? We need to multiply, right? Because we know how much 8.5 for 1 hour, so we need to multiply 8.5 by 7 because we want to know 7 hours. So 8.5 times 7, we're going to get what? 59.5 breaths, right? So I can answer this question and say the dolphin will take 59.5 breaths in 7 hours.
Good work.
Lot less breaths than we take.